Hello, and welcome to Rethinking Our History, where we seek to shed a light on events that have been forgotten and covered up, and to make us all question how much do we really know about our history? I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian, and we are here to reveal all the sordid details of history that have been swept under the rug. Get ready to get angry, be curious, and maybe have a laugh or two as we rethink our history.
Hello, friends.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us for another lesson, number 77. We are back this week with a missing persons case that may be tied to the case of a cannibalistic serial killing priest.
Holy shit. All right.
Yeah, wild times. So this is about Branson Perry. Branson Kane. I'm hoping it's Kane. Perry was 20 years old when he went missing from Skidmore, Missouri on April 11th, 2001. Sadly, Branson is not the only one from his family who would be in the headlines. Just 4 years later, his cousin Bobbie Jo would be the victim of a horrible murder in which her unborn child was cut from her stomach.
Jesus.
Bitches be crazy. There's actually a show. It's not about her case, but about another case on Netflix right now called Maternal Instinct of yet another woman that befriended a woman and pretended to be pregnant and then cut her baby out of her.
Jesus.
Yeah, crazy shit. Branson was born on February 24th, 1981 to parents Bob Perry and Rebecca Clino and raised in Skidmore. He graduated in 1999 from Nottoway Holt High School. He would go on to work odd jobs, including construction and at a traveling petting zoo local to the area. And I just realized this kid was the same age as you. He was born 1 month before you.
Wow.
His parents had recently divorced and he was living with his father. Branson suffered from tachycardia or a racing heart, but he did not let that stop him. He had a black belt in Hapkido and lifted weights. Does that sound right? Hapkido?
Sure.
He's like, I don't know. I did. What did you do? Taekwondo. On April 7th, 2001, Branson went to his neighbor, Jason Bierman's house. Jason drugged Branson, leading to him acting out, and then they had sex afterwards. After Branson sobered up, he told his father what happened as he was upset he had been taken advantage of. Bob knew that Branson was queer, not a problem, and he was furious that his son had been drugged, but it does not seem that he confronted Jason. Which, like, I'm not blaming his dad. His dad is not the reason his son went missing. But Bob, come on now. It's the equivalent of rape.
Yeah.
If you are drugged, drunk, whatever, and somebody takes advantage of you, that is the equivalent of rape.
Yeah.
And I will go to jail.
Right.
Dead, dying, dead. You're dead. On April 11, 2001, Branson asked his friend Jenna Crawford to come over and help clean up the house before his father got home from the hospital. There were two men who have not been named who were also at the house, but outside replacing an alternator on a car. Around 3 p.m., Branson told Jenna he was going to go outside to put a set of jumper cables in the shed, and that was the last time anybody saw him. The next day, Branson's grandmother, Joanne, stopped by the house but found it empty. Some sources say she found this odd, while others say she just thought he had ran out for a bit and would be back later. But she came back the next day to find the house empty, and that's when she started to get worried. Her worry only grew over the next few days as she kept trying to contact Branson at the house but never got an answer. She called his mother, Rebecca, only to find out she had not heard from him for a few days either. Once Bob was released from the hospital, he and Rebecca went and filed a missing persons report on April 17th. Quickly, search parties were sent out by the Nottoway County Police to search the area surrounding the house. They searched in a 15-mile radius around the property, but they did not even find the jumper cables,
Hmm.
which is interesting because 2 weeks later, the jumper cables would be found in that shed placed right inside the door.
Huh.
Over 100 people would be interviewed over the next month about his disappearance. His friend Jenna would admit that the two had been smoking cannabis and taking methamphetamines or amphetamines. Local law enforcement was also told by a relative that Branson had a bottle of Valium on him the day that he disappeared. Law enforcement questioned people who were a part of Branson's drug world, but all of them claimed they had not seen them, and all of them passed a polygraph. There were rumors that Branson owed some drug dealers money, but even after looking into the local drug trade, they found no leads.
Hmm.
Bob thought it was possible that Branson had left to stay with friends in Kansas City. Since he had no car, he thought he might have hitchhiked. However, he did not take any of his money or his belongings with him. Then in April of 2003, a huge case hit this area. On April 10th, 59-year-old Jack Wayne Rogers was arrested for first-degree assault and practicing medicine without a license. These charges were filed after Rogers removed a trans woman's genitalia at a hotel in Columbia, Missouri. But that was just the beginning of the terrible things that this minister and Boy Scout leader was into. It's a fucking Boy Scout leader, just like BTK.
Yeah.
Once Rogers was in custody, law enforcement got a search warrant for his personal belongings. They found child sex abuse images on his computer, as well as posts on message boards and forums. These posts described the torture and assault of multiple men, including the cannibalization of their genitals. Because
Jesus.
some people take eating dick to a whole new level. Sorry, guys, I gotta laugh because that's just fucking wild. One such post got the interest of law enforcement the most. It was an account of Rogers picking up a blonde hitchhiker, raping, torturing, and killing him before he buried the body in the Ozarks. Law enforcement believes that this post was about Branson, though Rogers claims to have not known him and that those posts were pure fantasy.
All right, then.
Just fantasy. Sir, that's not any better.
Nope.
It's really not any better that you fantasize about kidnapping, raping, torturing, killing, and cannibalizing people.
Yeah, it's some pretty messed up dreams there, buddy.
No, thank you. Rogers was convicted of assault, performing illegal surgery, and the possession of child abuse images in April of 2004. He received 17 years for the assault, 7 years for the surgery, and 30 years for the images. So he could get out in like 8 years if he's not out already.
Jesus.
That's not great.
Nope.
When he was sentenced, Branson's mother begged him to tell them where her son was, but again, Rogers denied having anything to do with them. However, during a search of his property, investigators found a necklace that was similar to one Branson had worn. And this actually says the earliest Rogers will be available for release is October 30th, 2028, when he is 83.
Jeez.
Let's hope he dies before then.
Right.
That's like 2 years away, man. Don't love that. Bob Perry died in 2004, never learning what happened to his son. In June of 2009, it was revealed that law enforcement had been excavating a site in Quitman, Missouri, but it does not say if they found anything there. In 2010, Rebecca offered a $20,000 reward for information that would lead to her son. Sadly, she would not learn what happened to her son. After years of dealing with melanoma, Rebecca Clino died in February of 2011. She was buried beside an empty plot for Branson that lists his date of death as April 11th, 2001, the same day he disappeared. In August of 2022, the Nottingham County Sheriff announced they had a new suspect but needed more evidence to make an arrest. In May of 24, the Sheriff's Department received another tip that Branson was buried under a well in Quitman. A search was launched at the location, but no new evidence was found. One theory law enforcement is looking into is the drug angle. Tips came in that claimed to have seen Branson at a known drug house outside of Quitman. Unfortunately, police would not be able to investigate that scene as the house burnt down just days after Branson disappeared. Sus.
Yep.
One former sheriff of Nottoway County believes Branson was killed in that house, then it was burnt down to hide any evidence. Other people believe Branson was a victim to the violence that permeated the area. Another famous case from this area is the murder of Ken McElroy. That is a wild case about a man who terrorized a town before he was gunned down by his own neighbors. No one has ever been charged for his murder because the whole town claims they didn't see shit.
Damn.
Imagine being such an asshole. 20 people shoot your ass and nobody goes to jail for it because nobody's fucking talking.
Right.
And that's about all there is for this case. Branson has blonde hair and blue eyes. He is 5 foot 10 inches and weighs 140 pounds. He has a faint scar on his upper right cheek and a small scar on his left knee. It is believed he was wearing a t-shirt and shorts when he disappeared, and he liked to wear necklaces, leather, and chains with arrowheads on them. If anyone has any information that can lead to the whereabouts of Branson Perry, you can call the Nottoway County Sheriff's Office at 660-582-7451. The FBI is also involved, so you can contact your local office and they will get you in touch with the right people.
Jeez.
And that's it. I don't ever really know how to end these episodes.
Yeah.
Because we don't enjoy this.
No.
It's not a good time to be had.
I think it's important for people to know.
It's definitely important, and that's why I try and do these episodes, even though they're typically shorter and don't have a ton of information, especially when it's a kind of obscure one like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we will just say we hope you guys have a good week, and we will see you guys later.
Be kind to each other.
Love you. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.